Boom. Hello and welcome to Firearm Freedom. So I'm bringing this video with a lot of happiness behind it. This has just been a massive win for the firearms community. If you haven't already figured it out, the ATF sent out another letter clarifying basically the entire debacle of to shoulder or not to shoulder your SIG brace or any other type of pistol stabilizing brace, like on this AR-15 pistol here. So on this pistol I have the blade stabilizing brace, and this letter came out probably about 2 days ago now. The reason I waited a couple days to make this video is because I wanted to wait for all the information to come out, and I'm glad I did, because when this first this letter first dropped, the SB Tactical, the maker of the SIG brace, was continually contacting the ATF trying to figure out a clarification by the extremely vague area involving shouldering their products. They finally got a letter back basically saying that it was a-okay to shoulder any sort of your pistol braces. When this letter first came out and I was first getting really excited about it, it seemed that a lot of people, including myself at first, were thinking that it was only directed towards SB Tactical products and not stuff like the Blade or a couple of the other pistol brace manufacturers out there. So later on, probably about a day after the letter dropped, I was seeing more and more news surfacing, and then I finally found from KAK Industries, the owner of the company actually went forward and called the ATF trying to figure out what the deal was involving their product. Once he got a hold of the ATF, they then gave him the information, which I'm actually going to post a link down in the description below. He has this all on the website. All the information there says that from the ATF agent he spoke to on the phone, it is a-okay to shoulder any sort of pistol brace that's out there on the market right now. So stuff like this KAK Blade, you are a-okay to put right in the shoulder there and do whatever you want. So before I say completely whatever you want, you can do whatever you want as far as shouldering the brace now. There is some specifications that you need to be aware of involving this new kind of clarification of everything. Involving especially the blade, if you actually use red Loctite, I believe all they specify was red Loctite to tighten down your little retention screw. They're going to consider that basically permanently attaching the brace to the end of the buffer tube with using that Loctite. So that's going to be a big no-no. You can't do that because it's kind of bypassing everything. And then the other thing would be having something with a length of pull of, I believe, over 13.5 inches long. The blade itself, I'm pretty sure when it's fully extended, has like a 13.35, so it just came under there by a little bit. And I know there's other things as far as like a dust cover that's circling the market right now. I don't think it's been approved by the ATF yet, and I don't think it will, because again, that's going to be modifying the original product. So if I were to put like foam or something, if I were to tape something on the end of this, if I were to permanently affix it, if I were to do something, I would basically be manufacturing it into a stock. And I think that's where a lot of the confusion comes in when people were thinking it was only the SB braces and stuff like that, and that you couldn't use stuff like the Blade. I'm sure the ATF, once they clarified this, were very aware of the aftermath of what would happen as soon as this letter surfaced. So I'm sure they were aware of all the other braces that were on the market, and I think they would have specified a little bit more in detail if they specifically wanted you to not shoulder a certain brace. That's just my opinion of it. So the last thing here is I think a lot of people are getting confused and getting kind of stressed out about intent when shouldering or anything like that. Obviously, guys, this is completely a hypothetical statement, but if somebody were to come in and say that they, wanted to get this to circumvent the ATF, to circumvent the NFA, and to turn it into a stock or something like that, obviously, yes, that's going to be an issue. But if you're buying this, again, at least how I read this new letter, you're going to be okay to shoulder it, because again, you're not trying to turn this into anything else other than a pistol. The only thing you're trying to do is put a stabilizing device on the end of it. And so if I'm not trying to make this a stock in any way, which it's not, because it's definitely not as comfortable as a stock, all I'm trying to do is stabilize this device. So if I buy this with the intent to shoulder it, as far as, again, what the ATF said in their letter that it's okay to shoulder it, the only thing I'm doing is getting more stabilization from the product and how it's originally designed. It's not designed to be shouldered, but if I'm shooting it out with my wrist like that, where it was kind of originally designed, or I'm pushing it with one hand against my wrist, if I want to move it back or recoil puts it back into my shoulder for a sturdier position, again, the ATF has now basically ruled that it's a-okay to do that. Now, keep in mind, everything that's been surfaced from the very beginning, these are all just opinion letters. So you guys really have to take it upon yourselves to not just listen to us here, the creators of these firearm accounts on YouTube, but do a little bit of research, guys. Look up your own videos, do everything, you know, on your own, so that way you can kind of cover your bases. The very first people that saw this were those that follow my Instagram account. If you guys want to get very immediate responses of mine when an event like this happens, pretty much as soon as it happens, go ahead and make sure you go follow my Instagram account. I'm going to put the link down in the description where you can go and give it a follow, but it'll give you a chance to interact with me on a platform other than YouTube, and it'll also allow you to see these things before I wait a couple of days to make the official video, which I'm doing now. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. It's a huge win for the gun community, so we just got to keep trying on all the different bases, but I think it's heading in a good direction. And as always, stay tuned for great videos to come soon.